third one is even more interesting, which is the cabinet mission plan. It is actually this cabinet mission plan which actually made Maulana Azad rethink what he thought about Nehru. In fact, if you look at the cabinet ministries and the part before that, where they had put unreasonable conditions. In the unreasonable conditions, Maulana Azad was with Nehru, where they had asked the league leaders to merge with them. But in cabinet mission plan, it was completely different. So, what was the cabinet mission plan? A British cabinet mission comprising of three cabinet ministers, which is Lord Pethick Lawrence and who was a Secretary of State, Sir Stafford Cripps, President of the Board of Trade, and A.V. Alexander, the First Lord of Admiralty. They arrived in India on 23rd March 1946. The initiative was to give independence to India and to do the transfer of leadership. Their discussions with INC and AIML did not yield any common ground, which is expected because they were opposing sides. So, as to make a headway, the cabinet mission actually unilaterally proposed the plan. It is called the 16th May Cabinet Mission Plan. It was announced by PM Attlee in the House of Commons on 16th May 1946, which, among other things, stated that independence would be granted to a united dominion of India, which essentially means Muslim League's demand for Pakistan was turned down. This was a big win for Congress. In spite of the cabinet ministry's resignation, this was still achieved. We would have gotten independence in the united dominion of India and would not have gotten partitioned arbitrarily. Nevertheless, something strange happened. There was this AICC meeting where this cabinet mission plan was discussed and agreed to. But Nehru remarked, we are not bound by a single thing except that we have decided to go into the Constituent Assembly. When India is free, India will do just what she likes. I mean, this was the third blunder in the series. Now, you have to understand, during this time, Jinnah was under a lot of pressure because the Muslim League leaders were of the opinion that Jinnah had aborted the plan for Pakistan and agreed to the cabinet mission plan. And he was under a lot of pressure. This remark actually helped Jinnah. For him, it was like Congress cannot be trusted anymore. They have shown series of disappointments. They cannot be distrusted anymore. And we would need Pakistan. In fact, Congress tried very hard to backtrack. They tried, but they were not able to do it. So Maulana Azad, actually this is part of the same quotation which I had quoted earlier, but the second part actually refers to the cabinet mission plan. So I've placed it here. He said, my second mistake was that when I decided not to stand for myself, I did not support Sardar Patel. We differed on many issues, but I'm convinced that if he had succeeded me as Congress president, he would have seen that the cabinet mission plan was successfully implemented. He would have never committed the mistake of Jawaharlal, which gave Mr. Jinnah an opportunity of sabotaging the plan. I can never forgive myself when I think that if I had not committed these mistakes, perhaps the history of the last 10 years would have been very different.